Okay, in this video, guys, I want to show you how to manage your trade. Okay, trade management. Okay, you can see that this market still has a potential to go down. I have seen a very good pattern. I've seen double top pattern, and I've seen an intermediate head and shoulder pattern in this market. Okay, so the market really has a good potential to go down. So now the question is this: now, should I take profit here and close the trade, or is there any way I can take some partial profit, move my stop loss to break even, okay, and allow the trade to run? Okay, these are the things you need to look at. Secondly, you might just decide to say, oh fine, I'm okay with the profit I've made, let me just close the entire trade and take my profit. Do you understand? Okay, so two things. One, the market may not give you this total amount of profit if you take partial profit. Okay, but if you decide to close the entire trade, you might just run away with 1,500 plus or 140 something, profit, dollars profit. Okay, so it depends on what you want. Okay, so for the purpose of today's video, I want to show us how you can take partial profit and trade your stop loss. Okay, so let's start. So what you do is this. Now you can see that I have two trades running. Okay, look at it. I have two trades running, and they have different numbers. They have different trade IDs. Look at it. The first one is 3634 blah 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 up to 797. The second one is last four digits 9662. So there are two trades running with two different trade IDs. Okay, now what I want to do is this. I want to move the stop loss to break even. So I want to put all of them, I want to put their stop loss at this level. Okay, you can see that I've locked in some profit. If I put the stop loss here, I've locked in some profit. Okay, so you can also, I don't want to bring it too close. If you bring it too close, at the slightest pullback, it will hit your stop loss. So let's just keep the stop loss here below the two prices. Okay, so we have 40.39. Let's put it at 40.39 price level. Okay, 40.39. So you come here, all right, you tap and open this drop down menu and go to modify. Okay, so in your modify, you can say, okay, in your modify 40.30, what's that figure again? Let's go back here. We say we'll put it at 40 what? At 40. Okay, let's put it here, 40.39. Okay, so we'll come here, modify 40.39. Okay, we come here and type 40.39. This is where we want to put it. Okay, just hit modify. Okay, fine, that's the first one. Do the same thing for the second trade, 40.39. Modify it to 40 what? 40.39. Okay, 40.39. Okay, modify. Okay, all right, so you can see that we have locked in some measure of profit. Okay, we can decide to leave it here and let the trade run, but I want to take some partial profit. I want to take out some profit from this trade. Okay, I want to take out some profit. Okay, so we'll go back here. If you look at it, you see that my lot size for both trades is 0.28. Okay, so I want to take 50% of my profit, so I want it to be 0.14. Okay, each of them 0.14 lot size. So I come back to the trade, you just swipe to the left hand side and click the check button. Okay, then you see here, you see that when you begin to tap to reduce, type minus 0.1 to reduce it to 0.14. Okay, no, 0.14. Okay, 0.14. All right, 0.14. Okay, it was 0. Let's go back again. It was 0. What? It was 0.28. So I want to reduce to 0.14. Okay, so you come here, swipe, come here, reduce to 0.14. Tap this one, 0.14. Tap the minus 0.01, 0.14. Okay, boom, boom. So this is where I want to take partial. This is a partial profit I want to take. If you see, if you come below here, you see, say close with profit. You can see it's half of what was there before. So just tap it and close partial profit. Okay. So you've taken some partial profit there. You come back to the second trade. Let's be sure that is where we are. You come back to this other trade. Okay. The first one, remember the first one you did has moved down. The higher loss size has moved up. So you come back to that one and do what? And do the same thing, 0.14. Reduce it to 0.14. Okay, fine. So you hit your close with that profit. Okay, good. So you can see that if you come here, you see you've taken partial profit of total of 900 and sorry $609 plus. Okay, so you've locked in, you've already booked this profit. Whether the trade decides to close, whether the market pulls back and hit that your stop loss, you are still going to make this level of profit. Secondly, if the market also pulls back, you have locked in some measure of profits here. Look at, because you have moved your stop loss below, you've traded below the price and locked in some measure, some pips. You've locked in some pips. So if the market pulls back now, you're going to make additional money that is about, say, 100 and something dollar each if it pulls back now, or less than that. I don't know what the exact figure is, but that is the idea. So I can leave the market like this and let it run. So peradventure, there's some news that came out, or the market decides to pull back. Okay, it will just come and hit my stop loss, locking in some profit. It will now take me out by that profit, measure of profit that I have locked in. Do you understand? So if it closes, the market pulls back from here now, I'm not going to lose any money because I've locked in some profits. Versus where perhaps maybe I just traded slightly above the entry, I will lose some money, or I just trade it at exactly the entry price. I will just make $0 each on each of the trades. So, but with this strategy, if the market pulls back, all right, I would come out with some measure of profit on both trades because I have trade stop loss. I put my stop loss what? Below the price level. This is a sell. The market is in the sell direction. So you have to trade your stop loss below, sorry, you have to trade your stop loss below the entry price level. All right, guys, I hope you understand this. If you don't understand, come back to me. I will explain, or just drop a message, okay, on the description or on the chat box to tell me what your question is. Then I'll answer it correctly. Okay, fine. And I hope this is very, very clear. It is very clear. It is not confusing. So I will leave this market to run because if you look at it, it still has a potential to, you know, to drop. The price has huge potential to drop. There was a group I belonged to. When I had entered a sell for this trade, that my friend, he's a mentor, he already put buy. He gave a signal that they should buy what? To buy gold. I looked at it. I came here, I looked at my setup. I said, buy gold when the market is like, when the market structure is like this. I said, no, I will not buy. See rejection candle. When you see this bearish rejection candle, you already know that the bears are in control of this market. Okay? And when you zoom in on this chart, you will see a head and shoulder pattern. Okay? The market has not, they had just even gotten to what? Gotten to the neckline. So it still has some measure of room to drop, except there's a news, except there's a piece of news that will make gold to start buying. But for now, gold is selling. And what that means is that people are selling off their gold stock, gold assets to buy dollar. So the dollar is strengthened. So what this means is that dollar is what? Dollar is stronger than the commodity gold. Okay? And so that is why gold is selling now. As gold is selling, dollar is buying. As gold is coming down, dollar is going up. Do you understand? So that's what this trade means. And if you look at this setup, you see that if you look at this setup, you see that the market still has room to go down. Okay? The bear's what strength indicator is showing that the market still is overly bullish. Sorry, overly bearish. I'm sorry. Okay? Sorry for that mistake. The market is overly what? The market is overly bearish. So, having managed your trade this way, you've been able to book some partial profit over $600 and locked in some measure of that profit as well for both trades. Okay, if you look at the trades, you see that you've moved your, you've placed your stop loss. Now remember that I didn't put any take profit here because I just want to allow this trade to run. So from time to time, I'll be coming back to the chart to do what? To continue to lock in some more profit. Trail the price behind, trail the stop loss behind price as the market is dropping. Do you understand? So this is how you manage your trade. Alternatively, you may decide to say, no, I don't want to be greedy. I'm just okay with the profit I've made here. Let me just come and close all the trade. You just come and close the entire trade. And of course, you'll be going home with about 148,400 and 500 something dollars. Okay. All right. I hope this is very clear. For me, if you ask me, because gold is very, very volatile, I'll prefer to close all the trade and take my profit and move away. Okay, so but for the purpose of this video, I want to just show us that you can do what? You can lock in, so you can manage your trade and continue to what? And continue to book profits. Okay? And continue to book what? To book profit. So anything may happen. The market will just, maybe by London breakout has passed because this is London opens by 8 a.m. Okay? GMT plus 1. All right. So the London breakout has happened and it did not still make gold to start buying. So chances are that gold will still push beyond the neckline. Look at the neckline. The neckline is somewhere here. Look at this is the neckline of this chart pattern. And if you look at it, that is where support is. So it's the support level. So for me, I can just put my take profit somewhere here. Okay, because if it gets to the neckline, if it breaks it, it usually pulls back. All right, so I can just come here and just set my take profits here and say, hey guys, I don't want to be greedy. When it comes here, take me out. Or I could just set my stop loss, my take profit somewhere at this price level. Let me show you guys. Okay, see, the market still has the potential to get to this price level. So I could just set my take profit there. Okay, and that's what I'm going to do now. Let me set my take profit at 39.92 for all the trade. 39.92. Or I can set it differently. I can put the first take profit for the first trade somewhere here at this level and set the second one at this level. All right. So we don't want to be greedy. We can set the first take profits here. Okay. That is at let's say 40.13, and the second one here at 39.89. Okay. So it just depends on what you want. Okay. It depends on what you want. But I think the price will definitely get to this level. To definitely get to 40.18. All right, because you can see it's very close. Let me zoom in on this chart. Okay. Okay, it's not, the system is hanging. Okay, but I can tell us that price will still get to that level. Price will get here, will get to this level, 41.17. Okay, and it could also get to this level, 39.88. So, but whatever is pushing gold down like this may likely continue, because I think it's the war in the Gulf that is causing this sell-off on gold. Okay, when there's war, people want to move their assets, to safe haven, domain. Okay, so, and the dollar is a safe haven currency, and so they are selling off their gold and putting their money in dollar for safe keeping. Okay. All right, so these are the things I want you guys to know. So let's say the first take profit here and the second take profit here. So let's say the first take profit at 40.18 for the first trade at 40.18. Go to modify. So let's put it at 40.18. 40.18. Okay, let's modify this. Okay, then this second one we'll put it at 39.90. Okay, 39.90. So let's put this one at 39.90. Okay, modify. Okay, at 39.90. Sorry, at 39.90. Okay, is it 39.90? Okay, let's just look at it. 39.90. Fine. Okay, yes, 39.90. Okay, so we have to take profits. We'll put the first take profit of the first trade here, so that if it gets here, it just close that trade. Bam. I will come back and trail the stop loss of the second one that is still running, and wait for it to hit the second take profit. Okay, so guys, this is trade management. I hope you understand it. Bye bye. Have a blessed day. Thank you.